Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's me, Crazy Kembe, and I'm here with a table. Now, today I actually want to talk about something I wanted to talk about like a while ago, but I kind of forgot and I got kind of lazy. I want to talk about that new Evangelion film, Evangelion 3.0, You Cannot Redo. I actually saw I saw it like, I think I saw it like a month ago. I was going to talk about this sooner, but I don't know, these things happen, you forget from time to time. But so anyway, this is the new Evangelion film. It's the newest one they came out with. It's the sequel to the Evangelion 2.0, You Cannot Advance, or whatever you called it. Now, before I saw this film, I saw the trailer. I read, and when you see movies these days and you see like a trailer, you already kind of know what to expect from beginning to end. But when I saw that trailer and I watched the film and trailer don't really match, because if you watch the trailer, you're gonna think that's what the film is about, but in reality, the film is completely different from what the trailer showed. And with something like this, you have to, and this is a problem like I think hardcore fans of Evangelion are gonna have with this entire movie, with this movie and the entire movie series. You really have to judge the film on its own footing. Like the hardcore fans, they'll have like the magnifying glass. They're comparing every detail from the TV shows, from the old TV shows to movies, and that's why they can't really enjoy these films, because they're trying to find out what is which, and they're always extremely hard on the film. But realistically, you have to judge it on its own merits. That's why it's called a rebuild, because it's like we started from scratch and we're going to do a different like reimagination of the thing, but it's not like it's completely different or anything like that. But enough of that, let's talk about the film. So Evangelion 3.0 is the third film. The first film to me wasn't really like a rebuild. It was basically like a HD version of like the first few episodes of the show, and they added a little bit of things that make sense for a movie. Now the second film is when the entire movie series really had to come into its own, began to come into its own, because that's when it really began to change things, and really he really began to show his vision of what he was trying to do, and it ended up in quite an interesting manner, and that's why the third film is so highly anticipated. Now the third film is the film that is what I would call the film that has all the plot. So the third film takes place after the second film, but not exactly after the second film. Like, I mean after the second film. I don't really want to spoil it, but it does take place after the second film, but not like immediately after. Some time has passed. And if you're watching this third film, I recommend you at least watch the second film. You can watch the first film too, but at the minimum watch the second film, because the second film and the third film, they really go hand in hand. So like I said, it's the third film, and it's sometimes happen after, like a long time after the second film, and it's really like you are trying to figure out what is going on, because you don't really have an idea what is going on, because a lot of things have changed, a lot of things have not changed, but there's a lot of questions left in the air. Now, like I said, this film is more of the plot. It's really a plot film, and this is the film I think that's going to make or break the fan base, because this is the film, because like the film, it looks like it was like an action film, but in reality it's like 4 action scenes. The first 2 action scenes happen in the beginning, then the last 2 action scenes happen in the end, and in the entire middle part there's no action, it's all plot. And this is the part I think that I really make or break it. I think it's gonna be one of those films you're either gonna love or you're gonna hate, because I've seen some people say the film is kind of boring, it's too confusing, You know, to me the film is kind of straightforward. I don't really see what's so confusing about it. But you need to have some patience with this film if you were really expecting like a lot of crazy action. But you know, in reality, that's not what Evangelion is really about. They should have action, but action was never really the forefront of the entire series. So at the middle part, there's going to come a point. There's like two factions. There used to be one faction. I'm not trying to spoil it. There's two factions. There used to be one faction, and now they're fighting with each other. You know, and they're opposing each other. But it's not like one is good or one is evil. You know, it's not really like that. It's just that they have different motives, and they just think one or the other is wrong. And so, what's his face? Shinji is eventually gonna go with the other group because he spent some time with the first group, and he's gonna go with the other group. And that's where the entire middle film. This is what the entire middle film is focused on, because from here the entire film comes to a screeching halt. And now you're really trying to figure out what is going on, because they really focus a lot on like character interactions. It's gonna be like, and when he's with the other faction, it's gonna be like, it's basically him just lying down and just interacting with like different like characters, and they go through each day very slowly, and as each day goes by, you begin to see more interact more and differently with each character. And this is the chance they use to really explain and clarify a lot of things, you know, a lot of questions and answers. And this is the main part of the film. In fact, this is the real part of the film, and that's where it's all plot. You know, like the second film, the pacing of the film was like, there was like a little bit of, there was action, and there was a downtime, and it had action. So the pace was great. It was like a brisk, fast pace. It was like, you know, it went too long without action. There was always time for like downtime to explain some things. And, you know, but this film is really, they're gonna have like action in the beginning, then they're gonna have like this whole big chunk of like plot, and then the final part they'll have action, and that's how the film will end. So it was a very interesting film. And like I said, I think like, you know, hardcore like fans, like Evangelion fans that live and breathe the show, they're gonna be like looking at them with a magnifying glass, and they're gonna be like comparing things left, right, you know, and like, this is a film I could believe they will never be satisfied with, because, you know, they changed so many things, and I admit there's a few plot holes. If you're paying attention, there's a lot of plot holes, but they don't really take away from what the film is trying to achieve. And, you know, believe it or not, the film ends on a good note, which is weird for an Evangelion film. It ends on a good note. So, to me, I don't think this film is better than the second one, but this is the film that really, I'm thinking this is the film that really answers some questions, a lot of questions you've been curious about. And I think this is what is setting up for the fourth film, because the way that the third film ends, I don't even know what the fourth film is going to be about. Even though they showed the preview of the fourth film, I don't even know what the fourth film is going to be about, and I'm very curious and excited to see what the fourth film is about. But to me, the second film is still the best, and, you know, that's really all I have to say. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.